Welcome back, my friends, to what is a rare sighting on this channel, which is me showing an actual ranked game. You can tell it's ranked because I'm moving so slowly. But what I wanted to do is take one of my alt accounts and use it in ranked to just show particular strategies that I had talked about in comments with people. I found a lot of people who have joined this channel are finding TFT for the first time or want to know if some of the builds I show for Hyper Roll also work in ranked. And yes, they do, but they require different strategies. And before I break it all down, here's the graphic. Please like, comment, subscribe, and do the stuff to help the YouTube algorithm because it really helps the channel. But this particular video is about what's called a fast 8 strategy, which means you want to get to level 8 as quickly as possible. I started with Nasus with a bow simply because my goal is to go threats, because I feel that's one of the best comps for a fast 8 strategy, and I'm going to want to make an RFC for Bel'veth. Since this is ranked, we're going to see some different augments. Also, I was very tempted to grab level up because that will get you to 8 faster, but it's really for if you want to go to 10. So I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this, and when I get the Living Forge, it's every 10 player combats in ranked, but that's what I'm going to do. Now, when you're going fast 8, you're going to want to level up going into the first PvP fight, which is at stage 2-1. So I go up to 4, and your goal is to just make the best team possible. You are hoping to hit a win streak, so if you get a chance to make items that you can use on the champions you're going to want to use it on, go ahead and do it. Titan's Resolve will work on Bel'veth, so put it on and just make the best team possible, but try to stay above 10 gold if you can. In ranked, you get an extra gold for every 10 gold, up to 50 total gold, and you'll also get an additional gold for winning, so you want to try to win and get on a win streak. And while win streaking is nice because you're going to get additional gold for it, it's not absolutely necessary in a fast 8 strategy. The real goal is to just keep leveling up as fast as possible. Then when you get above 50 gold, you're going to keep using the additional gold you get to level until you get to 8, where you're going to roll down. The thing you want to keep an eye on is the amount of gold you have. You always want to stay above a 0 level. So here I'm at 21. If I could do something to get to 30, I would do it, and I don't want to do anything that's going to drop me below 20 because it's worth an extra gold. Now, there are two choices here. I could sell Vayne and just get more gold, but I want to level up because, again, my goal is fast 8. I just want to make the best team possible. I can do it with anima squads to start and throw in Vi to get the brawler buff as well. Part of the reason for that is I went into this game without an open mind. I wanted threats, which means I need a higher percentage chance of getting 3s and 4s as soon as possible, so I chose to level up rather than get that additional 1 gold. Take any opportunity possible to improve your team. I dumped Nasus because Anima Squad was not really helping all that much, and put in a Jax, which is just a stronger unit, and threw the Titan's Resolve onto Vayne. We'll skip past the NPC round because, well, boring, and just notice I'm now at 51 gold. That is my goal, is to get to 50, so that now I can use the gold I'm getting as interest to help me level up going forward. Win, lose doesn't really matter at this point. I just want to keep leveling. At 3-2, you get your second augment, and here we get a shot at Portable Forge, which will work great with Living Forge because we can end up with tons and tons of horn items. Manazane, yeah, we're going to take that because Aurelian Soul is ultimately planned to be part of this build. Now I'm starting to get threats, so we're going to want to start taking out the champions we have in and putting our threats in. We also want to, at this point, level up to 6. We're going to roll just a little bit, maybe 10 gold total, just to see if we can fill in the team. Then we want to put things out as item holders or otherwise. In this case, Vel'koz is going to be an item holder because I really want that specific item for Aurelian Soul when I get him. Our goal now is just to keep playing forward. We're going to want to let the game roll for us and use any gold that we get over 50 to either buy threat champions that appear or level up till we get to 8. And since I'm not currently on a win streak or lose streak, both of which you will get additional gold for, I'm not really invested that much in the outcome of these particular fights. My goal is just to keep collecting gold, and with that gold, level up. So this next round, because I'm over 50, when it rolls for me, I'm first looking for what threat champions did you offer, and any additional gold is then used to buy XP. And I'm also using Vayne here as the item holder for the Bel'veth items, but I'm not necessarily going to look to go to a 2-star Vayne. I don't care that much. I want the Bel'veth as soon as possible. You do want to look for any opportunities you think may improve your team, and in this case, I see a Samira and I can put her in and grab her with Vel'koz stunning people the way he has been doing. I feel having an ace will be a nice improvement. And of course, I end up running into someone who I think is pretty much running the same strategy, since they have a Mana Zane on Vel'koz and some Bel'veth items on their Riven. So I believe I'm going to have some competition for what I want to do, and they just managed to get the jump on me here and win this round. But again, it's all part of a bigger strategy to just level up as much as possible. Since there's no threats here, we're just going to buy XP till we get down to 50 and then stop. And since Samira is a stronger champion, we can go ahead and sell Vayne and use Samira as the item holder for the Bel'veth items and just put in a second Cho to hold place. Given my current XP and gold situation, I'm hoping I'm going to come out on the other side of the NPC round up at level 7 and really heading towards getting to 8, where I ultimately roll down everything to try to fill out the team. Having done my 10-player combats now, I get another Ornn item, the rocket-propelled fist, that will go straight on to Cho'gath. We come out of a very nice NPC round to find an Aurelian Soul waiting for us. That is going to be key, because now we can switch the items over from Vel'koz onto Aurelian Soul and give Aurelian Soul the Mana Zane. We've all seen what that can do in a Hyperroll video. And in the interest of keeping the video a manageable length, I'm going to skip to the final augment, which turns out to be a level 5 threat. I've never seen one of these before because this was my actual first ranked game this season, but I get an Urgot and a 25% greater chance to dredge up treasure with him. So he's going to go into the match immediately. I also want to take any opportunity to improve the team. Vi is not adding enough, but I can put in a Sivir, which will increase Sure Shot. And while again our goal is going to be all threats team, we just want to make this as strong as possible, and this will increase the power on Samira. And again, in the interest of time, I'm going to skip through a few rounds and just get to what really matters here. At this point, I have enough gold to take myself up to level 8, and that is going to be what I want to do. Once I get there, I want to roll down and start looking for the threat champions that I want. If I get a chance to improve on my current team, I'm going to do it. So I will take a 2-star Samira if I can get it. But of course, my goal is to get Bel'veth. But once I've passed that round and I'm at 8, I am done leveling, and I just want to look for champions. As you can see, I end up with a 2-star Urgot because of it. I'm still, of course, waiting for my Bel'veth so I can transfer items over from Samira, but everything is going pretty well right now because the extra treasure is giving us extra gold, which is giving us more roll chances. Since Gary helped me get the 2-star Urgot early, I'm not necessarily rolling right now because I'm going to gain a little more interest, and I'd like to use that extra gold to roll down and try to get my Bel'veth when I feel I really need it. The NPC round gave me the second bow I needed in order to get the RFC onto Samira, and then I pick up the needlessly large rod here so I can make the Hextech Gunblade on Aurelian Soul. Now I want to roll down and see what I can get. The 2-star Aurelian Soul, the 2-star Rammus. I'm really looking for Bel'veth here so I can flip over to the full threats team that I want to do. There's Bel'veth. We can say goodbye to Samira, take the second Samira out because we're not going to go to a 2-star. Itemize Bel'veth, and we're ready to go. Remember how I said early on there was another team running the same strategy? This was it, only they stopped at 7. Put the Mana Zane on Bel'veth. That really, to me, was a mistake because 8 is where you need to be for the threat strategy since there are 8 threats champion. The only reason I haven't put in Zac is I like the Sejuani stun a little too much, and I'm holding for the 2-star Zac. Once you're up at this point, you kind of just roll down as you see fit and pick up whatever you think you might be able to 3-star, 2-star, whatever you need to keep making your team strong. Right now I'm struggling because I don't have a second Bel'veth, but at least I'm continuing to win. And you need to be really open to flipping champions in and out as you feel whether there's a chance to get them up to 2 or 3 stars. Because of that, I was able to get the 2-star Bel'veth I needed. I'm going to go ahead and lock for the Sejuani, but really I ultimately want to bring Zac in. I just don't have him up to 2 stars yet. Since Vel'koz is hanging out in the corner, I go ahead and put the Zephyr on him just so there's a chance that he'll take out an opposing carry. As you can see, the strategy now is pretty simple. I'm getting items dredged up by Urgot. Those will end up being built into other things for other champions. And I normally don't show carousels unless they really matter. In this case, I am missing exactly 1 Cho'gath to get up to gold, so I really want that Cho'gath and hope no one else takes it. I'm a little anxious to get out of the gate, but I feel pretty safe. That person stops just short after freaking me out because I thought they were going to take it, but now I've got my gold 3-star Cho'gath. A Titan's Resolve I don't really need, but it never really hurt anyone. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on Urgot, and certainly not his best item, but not completely useless either. Since Urgot dredged up a jeweled gauntlet, we can put that on Aurelion Sol, and now we have full AD and AP power. Now, the reason people are not fans of items like Titan's Resolve or Rage Blade on Urgot is because it doesn't tick with every attack. Instead, it's every attack cycle, which for Urgot is every 1 second. So he's not likely to get as many stacks as other champions would with those items. But you can still use them if you want to, and by the way, we're now into the top 4. We are going to go ahead and keep rolling. I'm looking for that 2-star Zac, but I'm not actually 100% sure I want to get rid of Sejuani. I like to have a full threat team, not because it gives you any bonus, but because I like seeing 8 threats on the team. Sejuani, though, is a really powerful champion, and that stun is second to none in the game. So I want to keep her available just in case having the 8 threats doesn't work out. But you can see this team is really strong. 8 threats, they're incredible champions, and I've said it a million times in Hyperroll videos, the synergy between them is incredible, even though they don't specifically have any synergy. They're just really well designed. With another 10-player combats in the book, we get our final Ornn item, because there's no way we're going another 10 rounds, and we can go ahead and put the Randian Sanctum on Fiddle, who tends to sit in the middle anyway, and then just gather people around him who we want to get the additional armor. For our next item, we have to open up the Anvil, and then I'm going to end up going for the ZZ Rot that I can put on Zac, because that will now spawn 3 things when Zac goes down, because it'll be 2 Zacs and then an additional ZZ Rot. I'm also not rolling at this point because I have the chance of maybe going up to 9 and bringing Sejuani back into the game, depending how these next matches go. And in some ways, I don't understand the other team's setup here, as they ended up putting Miss Fortune right where she would get Zephyr'd at the start and or pulled by our rocket-propelled fist. So they didn't really have much chance in this round, since the strongest part of their team was taken off the board early, and we were able to wipe them pretty hard, bringing us to over 50 gold, and now in striking distance of going to 9 if we just wait one more round. We go ahead and check in on the other team, and that is a strong team with a 7 Anima Squad build, 3-star Vayne and Misfortune Augment. Just a little note, when you have Rocket Propelled Fist and a Zephyr, Cho is going to pull whatever is next to the champ in the corner, which ends up being the 3-star Vayne, who's going to get pulled and stunned right off the bat. And Vel'koz, Aurelion Sol, and Cho all focus her down, which really leaves this opposing team about 0 chance of winning this match here, because their biggest power was just taken off the board instantly. Misfortune gives it a good try, but it's enough to put the game away, and it's GG to everyone. I hope this video helped people who were asking questions about using these builds in ranked and showed the fast 8 strategy and how you can use it. I don't necessarily advise forcing it, but it's certainly something to keep in mind that you can do. And just to show you, yes, this was the very first game I played on this account and was worth about 300 LP. There'll be another video coming up to show slow roll with Animaniacs, and as always, hope you have an absolutely awesome day.